Breaking Star Trek news. Yes, we've got a new teaser trailer for Star Trek Picard Season 3, including our first look at the next generation crew in brand new Starfleet outfits for the upcoming adventure. Let's break it all down and show you the details. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's dive straight into it. So quick, before we get into it, we're super close to 100k subscribers here on the channel. Help us out by hitting subscribe. Alright, let's make it so. So, I'll show you quick clips and pictures in this video, but to view the full teaser trailer, head over to trekcentral.net for a full video. Link in the video description, check it out. The San Diego Comic-Con panel featured a segment on Star Trek Picard Season 3. Sir Patrick Stewart was joined by Season 3 co-star Gates McFadden, who will reprise her role as Dr. Beverly Crusher for the third season. Alex Kurtzman and Rod Roddenberry also took to the stage to discuss everything from Star Trek's universe. Our big reveal comes from Picard. We've got fantastic new looks at each of our main characters for Star Trek Picard Season 3. So far, we know it will air in 2023 and it will conclude the series exclusively on Paramount Plus. So, let's break down each of our characters and see what's new. Jean-Luc Picard opens the Season 3 trailer and also closes it. He's dressed in a brand new Starfleet Admiral coat, it would seem. Either way, I really want it. Come on Paramount, give us some good quality merchandise right here. Anyway, our first quote from Picard is, "You're only as good as those around you." This is, of course, referring to the crew around the captain. In this case, it's the next generation crew, and of course, 7, 9 and Raffi, we can't forget them. Cue the entrance of the next generation crew with their own individual quotes and teaser elements, which we'll cover in just a moment. Picard ends the trailer with another quote saying, "As long as you and your crew remain steadfast, you are never without hope." Clearly the TNG crew will play an important role in the upcoming Season 3 of Star Trek Picard. We sort of already knew that anyway. So Patrick Stewart has commented on some things during the Picard panel, and we've summed up in another video, so just keep an eye out for them. La Forge is the first end of a trailer for Season 3, with his cybernetic eyes and very interesting uniform. LeVar Burton's of course back, playing our favourite chief engineer, which is a matter of opinion, let's be honest. However, he might not be an engineer anymore. Geordi's uniform has the rank pips of either a Starfleet Admiral or perhaps a Commodore. The uniform is fantastic looking, might I say. Seriously, who's going to be producing these for merch, because I want one immediately. La Forge says, "Those days on the Enterprise made me a better man, a better father, a better friend." Okay, so this quote from Geordi low-key confirms he has a daughter. Who that daughter is, or who it was with, is unknown. However, multiple sources are suggesting LeVar Burton's real-life daughter is actually starring as the character's daughter. This is fantastic. Mika Burton has previously hosted Star Trek events and they've been amazing. So what will Season 3 see La Forge doing? Will he have a ship of his own? If so, maybe we'll actually see the prime USS Challenger. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? It'll be heading up an even new Enterprise project, even better. Jeri is, of course, back as 7 of 9. Our big takeaway from a little glimpse in the teaser trailer is she is now wearing a Starfleet uniform. Perhaps we should even be calling her Captain 7. Captain 9? Captain 7 of 9? Who knows? But she's clearly wearing Captain rank pips on her uniform, which look epic by the way. 7's quote for the trailer is the following. "I thought I could inspire people, bring justice to an unjust universe." Now however, what ship is she commanding? Well, we know we might be seeing the USS Stargazer again. That set was used for the third season, so it makes sense that the ship also needs a new commanding officer, especially after Captain Rios departed the ship and remained in the past. So Patrick did tease we'd be seeing more than one USS Enterprise in the third season, but I would not expect 7 to be commanding one of those. That'd be a little of an interesting twist. In the teaser you can see her wielding a phaser pistol. This is 7 of course, ready to kick down the doors to any party and start shooting it up. We remember Season 1 of Star Trek Picard 7, just saying that bar never looked the same. Of course, Raffi is back. Michelle Hurd is also one of the only cast members to survive into Picard Season 3 alongside Jeri Ryan. However, Raffi's not actually wearing a Starfleet uniform. Now that is something I thought would be worth pointing out really. Especially as in the second season, while in the actual timeline, she is serving as Starfleet aboard the USS Excelsior. Raffi's character quote for the trailer is, "You have no idea how hard it is to be in this world." You know, I think this quote and rather civilian looking attire leads me to believe we'll once again see more of a personal side to Raffi's story. We know that Raffi has struggled a lot from before season 1 of the show, so it'll be interesting to see her role in season 3. Will she still be a commander in Starfleet? Probably. While she goes and works as a Captain 7 instead of returning to the Academy? Maybe. We'll have to wait and find out, but I'm interested. So let's talk about Worf. We've been told by Terry Matters that Worf will not be a captain. So Worf will still be a commander, or just a higher up than a rank than captain. I don't know, it's confusing. But I guess the big thing we have to talk about is not the outfit of Worf, but what he actually looks like. I'm sure to much fan celebration that Worf does look like Worf. If you've been keeping up with the comments and into discussion about the return of Worf, it will come to no surprise we've been told Worf would look numerous times, but it'll just look like Worf. But it's great to see the man return to our screens finally. Michael Dorn is fantastic. You know, from this point onwards, we shall refer to him as the Silver Targ. As we see, Worf has aged and has his luscious hair receding and turning a very nice white, might I say. He's wielding a mech on his back, but he's also wearing a Starfleet uniform with his baldric. Interestingly, this uniform he's wearing is a 2385 uniform seen in flashbacks of Picard Season 1. However, the combat he has is a modern combat in Picard. What this means is interesting. Either we have a situation where, much like the uniforms in DS9 and TNG, they're being intermixed. Or Worf possibly has been out in the galaxy for a while, and maybe he's not actually a part of Starfleet. The mech on the uniform is interesting, given a very action hero look to Worf, which I'm sure Michael Dorn will love, but obviously not part of Starfleet's standard uniform regulations. We could be seeing Worf as a more no-nonsense type of character than he previously was, especially after being an ambassador for Martok, and perhaps this is the reason why he's not a captain currently. We have to be willing to go through that door to what's next. Now, this is a very Deanna Troi quote, talking about moving forward. I feel like this quote is aimed at Jean-Luc. Seasons 1 and 2 have been very much looking at the past of Jean-Luc and what is anchoring him to the past and what he has to do to go forward in life. So, this quote of having to go for a door and embrace the future is very Counselor Troi to say to Picard. Troi's outfit also screams civilian outfit, but she is still an active reserve like Riker, so she has a way to come back to Starfleet very easily. Troi in a Starfleet uniform will actually be really cool, and especially with her choice to don a uniform to help her friends and save the day once again, just like you know the cast are going to be doing. Fear not, Jonathan Frakes is back as William T. Riker. Captain Riker returns to aid Jean-Luc Picard in the upcoming adventure. We previously got a teaser of Riker in the Season 3 teaser released earlier this year, that coincided with the announcement of the returning cast. Riker says the following: "There is a whole universe out there. Wherever you go, we go." I don't think anyone has ever questioned Riker's loyalty to Picard. It shows that he's ready to follow his old commanding officer into whatever the galaxy has in store for the upcoming 3rd season. Riker was also dressed in his Starfleet uniform. He's wearing a Starfleet jacket marked with a 2401 com badge and also captain rank pips. Whether Riker is a reserve captain or fully active inside of Starfleet does remain to be seen. However, he can be seen wielding a Starfleet phaser pistol. Okay, so we have to talk about Dr. Crusher, because why not? Here in this moment, let's do what we spent our lives learning to be great at. Now, this is an interesting quote from Crusher, and I guess it links to the epic journey that the Next Generation crew will go on to save the day, which we know they're great at. We get a look at Crusher's outfit, which is very civilian in style, reminding me of some of the off-duty uniforms we see in Picard, sort of where he's wearing during his retired stints, so perhaps Crusher is also retired from Starfleet at this point in time. It'll be very interesting to keep part of the alt feature from All Good Things, with Crusher having gone on to captain the USS Pasture, which I think they should keep personally. But having Crusher being retired will also be an interesting choice for the character. So what the story of Season 3 is, we can only guess at this point, but some things can help us in the guessing. We know that we have the Guardians of the Gates, the new Borg splinter group led by the Borg Queen Agnes Jurati, who are defending this new transwarp corridor that is opened right in the middle of Federation space. Even this group doesn't know who or what opened this corridor, but it's definitely going to be tied to Season 3. We learned from a panel that the TNG crew are separated throughout the universe, so we may be having a couple of episodes of getting the crew back together. Hey guys, we're getting the band back together, I'm sorry. Obviously we know where Riker and Troi are, they're on the Penthe with their daughter. Where is Worf currently at? Where's Crusher? All of these are excellent questions to which I hope we get some excellent answers to. Also, we need a mainline trailer, so New York Comic Con or Star Trek Day, anyone? It was confirmed that the villain for Season 3 is a she. But what else do we know of this villain? Well, we do know that she's played by an actor we know, but hasn't appeared in Star Trek before, which is a pretty wide demographic. Gillian Anderson, anyone? Maggie Smith? I don't know. But it seems like this villain will be a brand new character and not a returning villain. So unfortunately those theories on Cena returning on out the window. Thanks Terry. But it's definitely interesting who this villain might be. We've heard from people on Picard Season 3 that they've really enjoyed writing this villain, so it'll be interesting to find out who they are and what they want. You know, luckily for us, the whole of Season 3 has been filmed and finished for quite a while. So while we're finishing off post-production, we might get an actual trailer and the idea of what our Enterprise crew face soon. Perhaps on Star Trek Day or at New York Comic Con, one can only hope. So what do you think of all the Star Trek Picard Season 3 news? The final season arrives in 2023, but with no confirmed release date yet. However, will there be more adventures in 2401 in the future? Let's never say never. If you want to keep up to date on the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed our SDCC coverage. We'll see you very soon, my friends. Live long and prosper. Goodbye.